This is Uche Joku, sneaker principal, and today I had my first series of orientations at my school, Exploration and Discovery, MS224, and today was sixth grade, and it was a long day. First session was at about 10. It was 10 to 11. Then the next two sessions were 4:30 to 5:30 and 5:30 to 6:30, and we had a few parents that showed up, and then to take things further, we also had the first day of our summer bridge program, which is our summer learning quest in math. So we had quite a few number of kids who showed up for that as well. So today was just a very long day, and something happened today that stayed with me. It wasn't, I mean, nothing in particular that happened, but there was a moment during orientation when a parent shared that, and it wasn't just the one parent, several parents shared their frustration with school leadership that reached out to them with the sense of something's wrong with your child. Like your child is misbehaving, or your child is doing too much, or today's not the day, I don't want to deal with your child. But that notion of like, or that sentiment that your child is beyond redemption, or your child is beyond the point of compassion and understanding because of their behavior. And it made me like kind of like go through my memory and my brain and ask myself, have I ever done that before? Have I ever called a parent out of frustration saying, hey, come get your kid, I can't deal with them today? And I might be wrong. The answer is no. I mean, after 19 years, almost 20 really, I can't remember a time that I called out of frustration saying, come get your kid because we cannot handle your kid. I've called out of caution saying, come get your kid, but something happened, and to ensure that things don't further escalate, we need to remove parties off campus and bring them back together the next day to engage in a conversation. But I'm really back in my brain, I'm wondering, have I ever done that before? I've had situations where things got completely out of hand because a child was in the state of I'm trying to find the word of they were just in that space where they were inconsolable. They were enraged, or in some cases they were just manic. And it is super stressful because you have staff members and school safety and all these other parties trying to calm a situation. I've sat in puddles of water because a kid kicked over a water cooler and was like flipping tables, and I had to sit down with them and hold them and rock them to calm, because I was afraid that if they were just allowed to just move about the room, they would cause themselves harm. I'm sitting there in a pool of water. I'll never forget, I'm sitting in my dean's office, like water everywhere. My pants are soaked. I'm sitting there, and I'm sitting with my arm around the kid, just sitting there saying, calm down. Just breathe. Just breathe. And my pants are getting wet, my sneakers getting soaked. You know how I feel about my sneakers. But even with that, I didn't think, oh my God, this kid doesn't belong here. I thought, man, what can we do better? And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to sit here and say I've always been the most calm and understanding. But the first thing in my brain has never been, let's get this kid out of here. Because we cannot deal with this child. Maybe this might not be the right setting because of neither this child is above and beyond what we can service. But never frustration of, I can't deal with you. The reason I'm saying that is because as the parent was telling the story, their child sitting next to them, and I looked in the child's face, and they'll just look of, yep, that happened. They scrunched over, looked at the ground, as mom was recanting the phone calls that they would get from school leadership saying, today's not the day. Today's not the day I want to deal with your child. And it made me think, what would I do if my child was in that situation? How would I feel? And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't feel very good. And again, I'm still racking my brain trying to figure out, have I ever done that before? Have I ever been in a situation where I was so frustrated that I told a parent, come get your child because I or we as a school do not want to deal with them? And I'm really hoping there is a moment. And hey, listen, I'm getting older, so my memory might be a little hazy. Maybe somebody that I work with is going to watch the video and say, hey, nah, that was that time. But I can't recall. But for me, it's always been about safety of the child, of the adults, you know. But a big part of that's compassion. I've had kids who have been like in that manic state, and of course, the adrenaline's pumping. You're trying to keep them calm and keep everybody safe. But in the back of your mind, you're like, man, this is a lot for this kid to be going through. I just wanted to share that. I want to say to you, if you're a school leader, to really think about what you say to families, especially out of frustration, because it leaves a mark on them. And today, I could really feel the pain and the sense of like, wow, they said that about my child. You know, it's not a good feeling. It's not even a good look. Especially when you look at the child's like, yeah, that was me they were talking about. Let's think twice. Take a deep breath, walk away from the situation, and before you make that phone call or you talk to that parent, make sure you're coming to the situation for less from an emotional perspective and more from a logical standpoint. We are trained, we have tools in our toolbox on how to deal with situations. Never let your frustration get the best of you, so you say things that do more harm than good. And we're all, prey to this. But if we can help it, we need to do better. All right, y'all. It's Uche. Talk to y'all soon, all right? Be well.